I know some of you are looking at me like, man, what the heck are you laughing at? And if you knew my story, you would understand why I'm laughing right now. And that is because I finally figured out a way to run O60 curves, which means I can now run more scale engines and cars. And so I'm excited about what the future holds. As over time I began to purchase larger and larger engines, running stock, so on and so forth. Just to give you a quick backstory, in November of 2020, after purchasing a HO set to run around my Christmas layout, I realized that the HO was too small to see down on the floor. And so I went to a train shop that I had saw a sign for it is Kroger called Legacy Station in Lilburn. And I went there and again looking for a bigger engine, and at this time I knew nothing about HO, N scale, Z scale, G, none of this stuff. I only knew about HO because that's all I ever usually saw. And so I went to the store and I saw the bigger trains, and he had a layout in the back room, and I had no idea of the potential that this hobby offered. And when I saw the layout and saw what this guy had in the back of the store, it just inspired me and my wife when I took her back and she saw it as well. And so that's what got me in the hobby. And as I was looking for the cheapest O scale set that I could find, because that's what I do, I start with the cheapest thing they got, I started noticing that they had these big giant engines on the wall. And I was like, man, like, you know, what do I need to get like this type of engine? And the people in the store was like, well, you got to get like these wider curves, and to make one circle, you know, you need a curve that takes 6 feet of space just to go in one circle. And I was like, oh, I don't have that much room, so I stuck with the 3-foot circle, which was O36. But I could never let go of those big engines. Every time I walked in there to get supplies or buy more stuff, I would just stare at these giant, you know, engines that would run on like O54 curves or whatever, and I would just, you know, these long passenger cars, and it was like O54, and I'm like, and I look at the O36, and the O36 just looked like a child's toy compared to the realism of these O54 curves. And so I just never stopped brainstorming about what I could do to get these bigger curves. And I just kept watching videos, and I finally saw this guy who was running his tracks around the edge of the room, and I realized, oh, if I ran my tracks around the edge of the room, I could get wider curves, and I would only need 2 6-foot spots. I got a 10-foot room where I could turn my engines around and then go back around the edges of the room. So first I upgraded to O48. And some of you saw the video where I was running O54 stuff on O48, and then I watched another video where a guy had a layout that looked like a U, but one side of the U was like halfway. It looked like the child of a L and a U. If a L and a U got together, you know, this would be like the shape or whatever. So here's a picture of the layout. So that's basically what it looks like. And with that, I was able to redo my layout. So I've been down now for about maybe about a month. I had to sell my O48 curves, my O48 switches, and then save up money to buy 115 O60 curves to do this layout that I drew in SCARM software. And it's finally done. Still got a lot more scenery and things like that I want to eventually add. Eventually got to buy engines and rolling stocks that can handle these types of curves. But all of that's, you know, down the line. Right now I'm recovering from the hundreds of dollars I spent just getting the O60 switches, O72 switches, and O60 curves. It was not cheap, as most of you know. But I'm at the point now where I can actually run some trains. So I'm going to show you around the layout, and then we'll run some engines. Okay, everyone. So this part of the layout looks very similar to what I had before. The only thing I did was I had to stretch this out some more to accommodate the O60 curves. So I think before this was like 60 inches wide right here. Now it's like 73 and a half. Because I got two loops, an outer loop and an inner loop. And so the inner loop by itself had to be at least 5 feet. And then I had to have another 13 inches to accommodate the outer loop, because I like to run two trains simultaneously. So this area here obviously still got a lot of work to do. I think eventually I want to put like a big giant train station here. And then as I begin to add more scenery, I may actually look at putting this area over here under some type of wood tunnel and putting some more scenery at the top of that. So we'll see. I got a Y switch coming here that will lead my engine into the creekside storage over there. So I should be picking that up next week. So the next time I do a video, that will be included. Of course, this is the same. I used to have a big table here that I took out, and on one of my previous videos you saw where I had the woodwork here, and I'll show you some progress videos before we get to the train videos. But the main thing here is I now have a open space, and I'll show you a video right now of what I had before, and let's look at that real quick. Just want you to see what it looks like with the lights off, and then we'll get a view with the lights on here in a second. Alrighty. So as you saw in that footage, I had to crawl under the table, but thank God now that I was able to figure out a way to open this up. So now I have a lane where I can get to my transformer and crank up my my layout here. And up here, I think next Christmas, for the Christmas layout, I'm going to see if I can get that little ski thing with the guys skiing and stuff like that. Maybe this make this like a little ski resort. And so we'll see what happens there. And then now I got this walk through lane. I don't have to crawl under the table no more, thank God. And the biggest reason for that is this hole right here. I actually, as you saw in the pictures in the slideshow, I cut a hole through this wall. So now I have two holes, one over there and one over here. And the train can go through that wall and circle back around and head back around the layout. So, and then I plan on putting some more. I plan on getting that Menards skyscraper building, and I'm gonna put that here and have like a little a switch. Probably put a switch here. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this crossing guard. I may be selling it. So, but I do want to put a switch here, and well, actually, I may put the crossing guard coming off the switch, and then go under the hotel so the passenger cars can pick up passengers. And that's about it. Like I said, I got a lot more work to do, a lot more scenery and stuff to add. I think eventually I want to put like a theme park here. So this would be kind of like a theme park. And down there, I may actually put like some type of substation and eventually get those, I forgot what you call those things, the power lines, the big things, I can't think of the name, that holds the power lines. Put that on the layout as well. So yeah, over time I'm going to build up scenery, but the first priority right now is to get some bigger rolling stock. And right now I'm still running the my Polar Express. I paid a lot of money for the cars and the engine, so I'm going to run that until winter is over. As far as I'm concerned, it's not a Christmas train; it's a winter train, or at least until I buy some more rolling stock and another engine. So, and eventually I want to upgrade to legacy controls and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of potential I got now, a lot of area for growth now that I got these O60 curves. There's just no limit, except for running some of the big O72 stuff. I can't run a big boy or anything like that, but definitely run some bigger stuff than what I got now. So, all right, let's run some trains.
One thing about trains, it doesn't matter where they're going. What matters is deciding to get on. Dispatcher, ready to roll. Can I pull? Over. Sit tight for a minute. We've got some traffic to clear first. Out. Dispatcher, ready to roll. Can I pull? Over. You are clear through my limits. Out. Dispatcher, air is made. Brake test complete. Are we clear to pull? Over. Clear to proceed east from where you stand at track speed. Out. Dispatcher, in position, ready for our next ride. Over. you in the clear at 12:06. Out.